Hello, everyone. Good morning. Please, if you can hear me, just let me know in the comments or on the chat box, rather. Just send in a yes or a no. Okay. Good morning. Welcome to our first training session, which is going to be happening today. And again, we're going to be giving some time just so we can have every other entrepreneurs participate in today's session. So once it's, we'll be giving 10 minutes. So once it's 11:05, we should officially start our session for today. But before we start, would love everyone on the call already. Please introduce yourself using the chat box, your name, business name, and your location where you're joining us from. So please do that so that you can actually connect with your fellow entrepreneurs in the community. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Once again, welcome to the SMEDAN Entrepreneurship Program. And today we are going to be having our first training session. So again, we're giving an extra 5 minutes so we can have others join in before we officially start our session for today. So once again, welcome on board, and please introduce yourself using the chat box, your name, your business name, and your location. Thank you. Okay, we will be starting our session right about now. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome on board. Thank you all so much for joining us today for our first training session for the SMEDAN Entrepreneurship Program. And I can see so many entrepreneurs already introducing themselves on the chat box. Thank you so much for joining from wherever location that you are. So thank you, and thank you. So today we're going to be having our first training session, which is going to be focused on business development and strategy. And we already have our facilitator present. But before she takes the floor, I'm just going to introduce her so you can know who you'll be having as your facilitator for today. So today we will be having Zuma Yaya. Can everyone see the screen? Please, if you can, do let me know. Okay. So this is Zuma Yaya. She is the managing director of BOBID Africa. So Zuma Yaya is a highly accomplished professional with extensive experience in management consulting, growth strategies, and project management. She holds multiple certifications and has a diverse background in accounting, computer science, and business, with a track record in various sectors, including banking, fashion, and civil development. He has co-founded several organizations and served in both management and advisory roles. Expertise lies in strategic management, turnaround maintenance, and development finance. Additionally, she's actively involved in promoting gender equality and mentors young women in entrepreneurship and leadership. Currently, Zuma Yaya is the founder and principal consultant at BOBID Africa, a consultancy firm. So please help welcome our amazing facilitator for today, Zuma Yaya. I hope she's on the call.
Thank you very much. I didn't get your name. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Light Oka. Hi, Zuma.
Oh, hi, Light. Nice to finally see your face.
And you too. Good to have you join us. Thank you for coming.
It's a pleasure.
And so you have the floor now.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. As Light said, my name is Zuma Yahaya. I'm founder and principal consultant at BOBID Africa, and I'm here to take you a session on business strategy. Typically, I like my sessions to be interactive, but since it's a very large class, I'll probably just be having 2 or 3 people say a few things. If you would like to volunteer to say a few things, please make sure you are in a place where it is not very loud so that we can hear you. And you can just raise up your hand when I ask questions. To start with this session, I would like us to share, I would like 3 people to share one interesting thing they have done this week. I know the week just started, or maybe we should just do one interesting thing we did last week. Let me go first. The most interesting thing I did last week was, I attended a Durbar ceremony in one of the, in Ilorin particularly. And it was a lot of fun seeing all the horse riders, all the drummers and all that. So I need 2 more volunteers to share an interesting thing they did in the past 1 week.
So can we have Oluwakemi Florence? I can see so many hands raised up. Please, can we have Oluwakemi Florence? Can you unmute yourself, please? Okay, I think we'll take someone else. Okay, she's unmuted now. Good morning. We can't hear you clearly.
is fluctuating here. Network issue.
Okay, please go ahead.
Good morning, ma'am. Hello.
We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Please, ma'am. Yesterday.
Please, can we have Sydney? Sydney, kindly unmute yourself. Hello, Sydney.
Okay, so I'm not sure Sydney is here, and with the limited time we have, I think we should just proceed.
All right, then.
So, yeah, but I'll still need people to volunteer in the course of the session. Business development strategy. At the end of the session, participants will be able to exemplify the business development process, develop a strategic plan, and establish a target market. Business development. Business opportunities are like buses. There is always another one coming. So I would like one or two people to share what they understand by business development, please, in just 1 minute. And can the other participants put their hands down? A lot of people have their hands up.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you.
All right. So talking about business development, I believe that it's when you want to come up with products or services that can solve, people's problem. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Is there anybody else? Okay. In the absence of nobody else, I think we'll proceed. Business development.
Okay,
refers...
I think I have an idea. Can you hear me?
Okay, please share. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, business development, from my understanding, are those processes, tools that are put in place to make sure a business is grown and succeed and finally achieve objective.
Thank you very much for sharing, Agaje. Business development refers to the ideas, tasks, and processes that create more opportunities for a business. What is business development? It refers to the activities, processes, and strategies undertaken to create and expand opportunities for a business with the goal of achieving growth, increasing revenue, and enhancing profitability. Based on what is shared here, we can see that the main objective of business development is to make more money, in simple terms. You are either trying to have more customers, increase the amount of money you're making, or increase your profit. It involves identifying and pursuing new markets, building strategic relationships, or maximizing the potential of existing business operations. Business development is not a single activity, but a wide range of activities that includes market research, identifying the potential customer, establishing partnerships and collaborations. You can see that I have mentioned strategic partnership and partnerships and collaborations twice. The reality is, as a business of any size, you can't really grow by yourself. You need to be able to leverage on partnerships to achieve your objectives. Beyond that, as time goes on, we'll delve more into that. The business development process involves a series of steps and activities aimed at identifying, creating, and capturing new business opportunities to drive growth and enhance profitability. the first process in the business development process is objective definition. The first thing you need to do is to define, okay, what am I trying to achieve with the business development process we want to embark on? Clear definition of objectives and goals for your business efforts. And this should align with your overall business strategic objective. It might be, okay, we are trying to make more money. Or no, we are trying to get into a new market. If you feel like I'm speaking too much English, you should probably raise up your hand or type it in the message bar. Expanding into a new market means you're currently selling in Lagos and then you want to start selling in Abuja. That is you entering a new market. Expanding your product line means that you're currently, say you're a fashion designer, you're only doing ready to wear at the moment, and then you want to venture into maybe bridals. That is a new product line that you're adding to your business. So you should define your business objectives clearly. You should define your business objectives clearly. The second step in the business development process is market research and segmentation. You need to analyze your market. What is the market like? This business that I want to start or that I'm doing, is there a market for it? A market simply means people that are willing to pay money for your product. You see people that say okay, so I met someone that said he sells diamond and gold products online. And I know that the first question I asked him is, okay, so you're selling this product online. What's your customer acquisition like? They said, it's been very poor. I said, okay, so when it comes to luxury items, people hardly buy luxury items online. You have to create an entire experience about it. So you've not done your market research on how to sell, on where to sell your product or where your customers are at. Market research involves analyzing market trends, what your customer needs, what your competitors are doing, and what the industry is like. You also need to look at the market demand. Do people really want this product? Does it align with what the people want? Does it align with what I want to sell to them? And then based on the market research, you need to be able to segment your market and potential prospects. You need to understand the characteristics of the people in the market. Okay, so say you sell clothes, you sell unisex clothes. There are two segments in that space. You're selling for men and women. Under the two segments, you still have young women. The way young women drive, the kind of clothes young women buy is different from what older women buy. And then you still have corporate clothes or casual clothes. At the end of the day, you need to be able to appropriately, not just research your market, but also segment them appropriately based on their interests, their geographical location, as well as their physical characteristics. After you have done your market research, you know that, okay, this product, there is a market for it. People are willing to pay for it. And these are the kind of people that are willing to pay for it. You now focus on relationship building. You know, you are not going to sell to yourself. You're selling to other people. So you need to, this is a part where you nurture relationships, you go attend networking events, make friends with other people that are selling the same thing, join entrepreneurship communities, because at the end of the day, they are the ones that will patronize you first, engage with potential customers, partners, and stakeholders, build trust and rapport, because that is essential to foster long-term business relationships. When you have built relationship across board, then you move on to value communication. You start letting people know that this is what I'm selling, and this is the problem this solves for you. After communicating your value, this is where you send out proposals, pitches, brand communication materials to present your business offering and the value proposition to potential customers or partners. After that, you deliver the value. Delivering value majorly involves you giving them what you promised them, because a lot of people, they communicate a value, and deliver something totally different. That is where you see what I ordered versus what I got. When you do that, you'll not be able to sustain long-term business relationships. And then after that, you move on to relationship management. Relationship management is simply you doing after-sale services for your customers. Some people feel like the moment, oh, we've sold the item or we've delivered this value to this customer, that is the end of it. No. Business development efforts do not end at value delivery. Building and maintaining strong relationships with clients and partners is vital for long-term success. You have to deliver on your promise. You have to provide excellent customer service. You have to actively manage the relationship, send them Happy New Year messages or Happy New Week messages. I know we all complain that we don't like receiving those messages, but believe me, it works and it keeps you top of mind to let people know that so it lets people know that you're thinking about them. After managing the relationship, you still need to monitor and evaluate your business development efforts. Say you have done all those things and you say, okay, so how many customers have I gathered in this period? You have to set key parameters for measuring and evaluating. Your business development efforts. How many customers has come back? How many customers has referred us to other people? It is important to note that the business development process is not linear and may involve multiple activities happening at the same time, particularly when it comes to relationship building and value communication. So as you're building relationship, you let people start knowing that, okay, so this is what I do too. This is what this person does, and so on and so forth. Adaptation and agility are crucial as business landscapes evolves and new opportunities emerge. So after you've monitored and evaluated your business development efforts, you need to look at it like, okay, so is this working? If this is not working, you have to change it. You have to offer them something different. You have to deepen your market research and say, okay, so why am I not making as much sales as I desire? What else can I do to make more sales? And so on and so forth. So do we have questions on business development? Is there anyone with questions?
So I'm actually going to state this here. So sorry, Zuma, for cutting you in. Please, if you have questions, you can also share it on the chat box and your questions will be taken as well. Thank you.
Okay, in the absence of questions, I would like 3 people to share what they understand by business development and the steps involved in business development.
Hello, Yabo, your hands are up. Please, can you unmute yourself? Please, if your hands are up, kindly unmute yourself. You can go ahead.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello,
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, please. My question is about how to improve sales.
Please kindly introduce yourself first before going ahead with your question.
I am Bridget Imohai.
Okay.
My question is on how to improve sales. I'm asking our trainer to dwell more on it. I was just beginning to grasp it when he said it ended.
Okay, this is a session on business strategy, not sales strategy. And if we keep delving into that, it will we will not be able to finish what we are supposed to learn in this session. I don't know what I don't know the other sessions you have in this cohort, but I'm sure that sales should also be part of it.
Yes, thank you so much, Suma. So Bridget, we have a session on sales for next week. So please, you can jot down your questions against the session for next week. Hi, Zuma.
Hi.
So sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
So I just needed to answer her question, just to let that out so everyone can be aware as well.
No problem. So moving on,
Thank
I'm
you.
not sure we still have other people that wants to respond to that.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Elisha Michael. I'm founder Cool Mickey Enterprises. I'm here at Aba in Abia State. We produce and sell car wash. When talking about business development, you've given overview of the business development, these strategies and processes. These are the ideas and all the activity that we employ in our business, at least to make it move better. And I'm happy that you have given your view of the processes and building relationship, which is one of the impediment I have because I am like an introvert. So today I'm hearing about building a relationship, communicating your value to people, networking. And I know definitely I will work on that. It is great to be part of this program. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Elisha. And I'm glad that you're committed to making efforts to doing more in the relationship building category. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Oluwatobi.
Good morning, Oluwatobi. Please proceed.
Current CEO of Oja Accessories. All right, so what I've learned so far about business development is I learned that it's not just one thing, it's a combination of so many things put together. So it's like the strategy you put in place to expand the business. And then sometimes it's not just about focusing on sales, like constantly maybe checking up on your clients, putting yourself out there such that when the need arises, it is you are the one that comes to mind and then they order your products.
Thank you for sharing, Oluwatobi. Okay, moving on. Now we're moving on to business strategy. Without strategy, execution is aimless. Without execution, strategy is useless. I would like 2 or 3 people to share what they understand by business strategy before I proceed. Please, if you don't want to answer questions, please put down your hands. You should only raise up your hand when you want to answer questions. Is there anybody that wants to share what they understand by business strategy?
Hello.
Hello, please proceed.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Clara Daniel. I'm Touchstone Ventures. I'm calling from Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Can you hear me?
Yes, please. Yes, Clara, please
Okay.
proceed.
I understand business strategies as those steps you take, the things you do to make sure that your business plan gets moving. Like, is it text messages or whatever you do, the steps that you involve in your business to make sure that your business gets up, your business moves, your business expands. That's what I understand.
Thank you for sharing, Clara.
Thank you,
Anybody
ma'am.
else?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Gift. I'm from Lagos State. So what I understand by business strategies are those plans that you have put in place. For instance, how do you intend to generate sales in your business? So those little things that you do to help the business grow is what I understand to mean business strategies. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Gift. What is business strategy? Business strategy refers to a set of decisions, plans, and actions developed by an organization to achieve its long-term goals and objectives. It is a roadmap that shows how an organization will compete in the market, create value for its stakeholders, and sustain a competitive advantage. As we can see, the goal of every organization is to generate profits. So your business strategy is majorly like an action plan that shows you how you want to get to where you want to be. Say, again, going back to fashion designing, say you're a fashion designer and you feel like in 5 years' time, you want to be making clothes for presidents' wives or governors' wives only. At that point, you need to develop a strategy towards achieving that. You can't just, things hardly happen accidentally. You have to plan for it and you have to prepare for it. So your strategy is a step-by-step way of how to achieve your objective. Again, it shows how you compete in the market. You're not the only one that wants to make clothes for the governor's wives now. There are plenty of people that wants to do it. So how do you want to differentiate yourself in the market? Again, how do you create value for your stakeholders? Your stakeholders are your customers. Those are your external stakeholders. Your stakeholders are your suppliers. Your stakeholders are your staff. Those are the people whose activity affects your business. And how do you sustain a competitive advantage? So after you have figured out what you want to do differently, that you can afford to do differently, how do you keep being able to do it differently and not let somebody else outdo you? Elements of a strategic plan. The first element of a strategic plan is your vision. Again, which takes us back to objective definition. The vision, where do we want to be? Where are we going to? Vision is destination focused. Like I said earlier, your vision is to start making clothes for governor's wife in 5 years. That is your vision. Or to be the first place of thought for anyone looking for sewing materials in a particular geographical location. So you need to define your vision. Where do you see yourself? How do you want to be seen? After a clear vision statement, which describes the future state the organization aspires to be, you also need to define your mission, the purpose of the organization, the reason why you exist. What problem am I solving? And how am I solving it? After defining your vision and mission, you also need to define your goals and objectives. Your goals has to be specific. It has to be measurable. It has to be attainable. It has to be realistic, and it has to be time-bound. Say your goal is to generate 100 million in revenue in 12 months. So you can see that 100 million is specific. Revenue depends on your size of business or the industry you're operating. It is measurable. 12 months is the amount of time you are giving yourself to make this, to achieve this set of objective. So it is specific, it is measurable, it is attainable depending on your industry, it is realistic, and it is time-bound. These goals are typically aligned with the organization's mission and vision. Again, where you want to be will determine the kind of goals and objectives you will be setting. So if your vision is to be the first place of thought for fashion items in a particular neighborhood, the first you need to look at, okay, if I have to be the first place of thought, one of my goals needs to be, I need to increase the number of outlets I have. How do I increase the number of outlets? So your goals will be, okay, have 5 outlets by the end of a certain period. And you have to specify the particular location you want to have the outlet. You should be able to specify the size of the outlet and also determine a revenue. So, okay, so this outlet needs to be able to generate 300 million in a certain time frame. So you need to define all that. After defining your vision and mission, goals and objective, you also need to define your competitive advantage. Again, you are not the only one that wants to achieve the things you want to achieve. So you have to look at your unique strengths, your unique resources, capabilities, or market positioning that differentiates your organization from its competitor. It is these things that you have that your competitors don't have, that are unique to you, that's your unique value, and that is what attracts your customer. This advantage allows the organization to outperform your competitors and develop superior value to customers. After you've defined your competitive advantage, identified and defined it, you also have to effectively position yourself in the market. You need to understand the needs and preference of the target customers and design a value proposition that differentiates the organization from competitors. You have identified your strengths, have you? Okay, now you're going to the market. How do you want to be perceived in the market? Do you want to be known for quality? Do you want to be known for quantity? So for people that like Jevnik, for people that go to eat at Jevnik, they are known for quantity. You can't finish their food portions. You know, there are certain brands that are associated with different brand positioning, and that is what differentiates them from other brands. Effective market positioning helps the organization to effectively communicate its unique value and attract the right customers. Say you want to be a luxury brand. There is a way you position yourself to be a luxury brand. The way you communicate your value as a basic brand is different from the way you communicate your value as a luxury brand. After defining your market positioning, you have to allocate your resources. You have to make the right decision about how resources are utilized. Each organization, we have human resources, we have technology, we have financial capital. All those things, they are limited. Nobody has unlimited resources. So when I'm talking about human resources, those are your staffs, yourself and your staff, the people that work with you on your business. When we're talking about financial resources, the money you have for you to do more, you have access to do more in your business. When we're talking about technology, the equipment that you use, even your phone is one of the technologies that so you need to determine how to effectively utilize the resources available to you. Say you have 3 staff now, and you want to open, you want to introduce a new product. You have to decide which of these staff will be the one managing that new product. Which of, how much am I allocating to the new product we want to develop? You know, which of the machines that I have will be the one handling this new product? You have to define all that in your strategic plan. And then after that, you have to define the strategic initiative. A business strategy outlines a specific initiatives, projects, and actions that will be undertaken to achieve the strategic objectives. So say your strategic objective is to, say your vision is to have 5 outlets in the next 2 years. Again, so you need to decide, okay, do we want these 5 outlets to be in the same states, or do we want to expand to other states? Do we want to expand to another neighborhood? Say you have one in Ikeja, then want to have another outlet in Bagada, and then have another one on Ayaba, have another one at VI, and and so on. Your strategic initiative may include new products development. It may include market expansion. It may include strategic partnerships. Okay, so I'm selling, I am running a laundromat. And who are the possible people I can partner with that will make my life easier? You can partner with, what's it called? A detergent making company. They could be your strategic partner. When people know that you're associated with a certain brand, it's also, oh, this is the only detergents we use. They are our partners. It will do a whole lot more for your business. Say you are a fashion designer, you could partner retail outlets that will be stocking your outfits. They are your strategic partners. Strategic partnerships, operational improvements, or organizational restructuring. After you have allocated your resources, define your strategic initiatives, which are the things you want to do, the actual things you need to do to take your business to where you want it to be. Then you need to implement them. It is not just enough to develop strategy. You have to implement and execute. So you need to align, okay, so all these grand things I want to do, all those resources I have, I still need to communicate it to my people and be sure that I am not just making all these assumptions myself. So you have to align your organizational structure, processes, and system to support the strategy. And then you need to have one person that will be responsible for each aspect of your strategic initiative. It is a fallacy to think you can do all of this alone. You need to find people to own it. Again, say you're running a fashion house and you do made to measure currently, and then you want to move into ready to wear. You need to find someone that will be responsible for the ready to wear. You cannot, if you are just giving your tailors different things, okay, you today do ready to wear, tomorrow do made to measure, you are not making appropriate use of them. There has to be someone responsible for each aspect of your strategic initiative. This is a person that coordinates ready to wear. This is a person that coordinates made to measure. This is a person that coordinates partnerships. This is a person that ensure that everybody in the office, they are well catered to. This is a person that ensures that stock, we don't run out of materials to use. After you've implemented and executed, you also need to monitor and evaluate, all the strategic plan that we have done, that we have implemented and executed. How are we doing? What does success look like to us? Earlier you defined your goals and objectives. What is the level of achievement? So let's say your goal was to get to 50 million in revenue in 6 months. And then you are doing your 3-month review and you've only done 10 million. It doesn't look like you're going to be able to achieve the 50 million in 6 months. So at that point, you have to evaluate that, okay, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? How much do I have to make every month to get to the 60 million mark at the end of the 6 months? So if you're looking at 60 million and at 3 months, you've only done 10, it's literally next to impossible. That means you have to change your strategy. It means your strategic initiatives, they are not working, which is either due to implementation gap or due to lack of strategy alignment. Again, you have to monitor and evaluate and change when necessary. Overall, a business strategic plan provides a framework for making decisions, for allocating resources, and guiding actions to achieve long-term success and competitive advantage. It helps organizations adapt to market changes, capitalize on opportunities, and navigate challenges effectively. The strategy development process. The first step in developing a strategy document is you have to clarify your mission and vision. This is for an existing business. You define or revisit organization's vision statement. which outlines the desired future and your aspirations. You need to craft your mission statement. If your vision statement was changed, you also need to change your mission. If your destination has changed, you also need to change the purpose. After that, you need to assess the situation. Where are we at now? So say currently you want to have, your strategic objective is to have 5 outlets over a certain period of time. And at this moment, you don't even have one physical outlet. You're still operating as an online business. So it is you can only build from where you are. You need to open your eyes and be realistic with yourself that this is where I am and how do I get to where I want to be. You need to access the internal environment, evaluate the strengths that you have, the weaknesses that you have, the resources available to you, your capabilities, and the culture of your immediate environment. You also need to analyze the market trends. Okay, is this business that I'm doing, is it an essential business? Is it what people will buy irrespective of the economic situation of the country? What are my competitors doing? What do my customers need? What technological advancement has happened in my industry? You need to analyze all of this, and then you need to define your strategic objective. This is what we are trying to, defining strategic objectives means defining what success looks like to you. At the end of the day, we all have something in mind that we want to achieve, right? So you have to define what that thing is to you. So say you want to build a house, and that is your vision is to have 5 houses in 10 months. So if you have one at the end of 2 months, that is success because you are 1/5 at 1/5 of the time you said you're going to spend to achieve this. After you have defined your objective, you have to develop your strategy. Identify the actual task you need to do that will enable the organization to get to where you want it to be. So strategy is an all-encompassing thing. You need to look at where you are in the market, what other people are doing, how do I want to get there? How do I want to get there in the cheapest way to achieve the maximum results? You have to break down each strategy into actionable steps and tasks, which is what will guide your business processes. You need to define timelines for each of the steps. Okay, so today, again, let's say we want to generate 12 million in revenue in 12 months. So that means you have to generate 1 million every month. That means you have to generate 250,000 every week. And if you want to generate 250,000 every week, that means you have to generate at least, what is 250 divided by 7 again? That means you have to generate about 60,000, at least 60,000 every day. So you have to be able to break down your strategic initiative into minute bits that you can, that it is easier for you to process and achieve on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. After formulating your action plan and ensuring alignment between the action plans and the overall strategic objectives, you need to allocate resources. Again, your resources are not limitless, and you have to be deliberate about how to use them. After you've allocated your resources, you have to communicate to your stakeholders. Your stakeholders at this point, they are your partners, they are your staff, they are the people whose action directly affects your business. And sometimes your customers. Say you are introducing a new product line, you need to communicate it to your customers like, okay, now we sell fabrics now, you don't even need to bring fabrics to us anymore. You can always come to the store to pick up fabrics, or we can send you pictures of different fabrics for you to choose from. So you need to get your staff to buy into your strategic plan, because you can be a visionary, but sometimes you don't always get to be the executor. You need other people to buy into your vision. So yes, you need to get your stakeholder buy-in, and then you monitor and evaluate. You have to regularly track and measure performance. How well are we doing? Are we on track? If we keep up at this pace, will we get to where we want to be? Do we need to do more? Do we need to do less? Are we dreaming too low? Do we need to dream higher? Establish key performance indicators and milestones to assess progress. You need to set milestones for each of your strategic initiatives. Okay, so if at this point, we need to have been able to have done this. At this point, we need to have been able to have done this. At this point, and so on and so forth. Monitor and evaluate. Conduct periodic reviews to evaluate the effectiveness of the plan. If you feel like you're not getting closer to where you want to be, despite developing your business, despite getting involved in a deliberate business development process in line with your strategy, that means you need to change your strategy. Strategic planning is an iterative and ongoing process that requires active involvement. It has to be very flexible. The vision is the only thing that is allowed to be rigid. Your strategy has to be flexible to accommodate the changing business landscape. It requires active involvement, communication, and commitment from leaders and stakeholders throughout the organization. So do we have questions regarding strategic planning?
Thank you so much, Zuma, for the insight so far. So please, if you have questions, you can actually type it on the chat box and your questions will be answered, or you can just signify and you'll be unmuted to speak. And for those on YouTube as well, you can send in your questions and of course, it's also going to be answered. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Ayabami.
Good morning.
Hi, Ayabami.
Yeah. So my question is, the strategy development process, is it the same thing with KPI, that's key performance indicator?
So part of your strategy development process is to define key performance indicator. So KPI is an aspect of the strategic development process. Does that answer your question, Ayobami? Ayobami, are you there? Does that answer your question? Okay, moving on. If there is another question, please ask your questions.
Good morning. Thanks for the teaching. I want to ask, at what point should someone do business valuation? And if one wants to carry out a business valuation, can it be done internally or be outsourced?
At what point should someone do a business valuation? Depends on, majorly people value their business when they're trying to raise money or trying to seek some form of external funding. Because if there is no need, there is really no point doing a clear valuation, because your business value changes on the daily as you create and generate more value. And your second question, if it's meant to be done internally or externally, even if it's being done externally, there has to be internal participation. The internal stakeholders still need to contribute some level of value. But the challenge with doing it strictly internally is because founders seem to have this knack of overvaluing or undervaluing their business. So it's better to get a professional. If you have a professional in-house that is not attached to the business, Yes, you can do it in-house, but I would still advise that you get an external perspective on your valuation. So it's not when you get to the market trying to seek external funding that they will bust your bubble. Does that answer the question? Do we have any other question on strategic planning?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, Denya Jacinta Chinyere from Enugu, Jessica Business Services into laundry soaps, tablet soaps, liquid soaps, and some other disinfectants and some other things alike. Then my question is this, you said something about allocating resources. You started breaking it down, like if you have, maybe if you want to make like 10 million in 5 months, that you have to, as in, start breaking it down. As in, you try to make like 2 million in a month. In a week, you make maybe 500,000 and so on. In all this, do we include like the capital, or are we aiming at the gain, as in the business?
Okay, again, your strategic plan is personal to you. Is it revenue you are talking about? So if you say you want to make, I'm assuming that is revenue. That is the amount you want to make. So if it is profits you want to use as your parameters, so you just be like, so I want to make a profit of, not I want to make a revenue of. So you now look at how much am I selling my products? What profit margin do I have on it? So maybe if you say you run a laundromat, so maybe on each outfit you are making 1,000 naira profit on it. After you have removed all of the costs it takes to process one outfit. So you now look at, so if I want to make 1 million in 1 week, so that means we need to process 1,000 outfits in 1 week. And then you now go back to look at it that, okay, do we have the capacity to process 1,000 outfits in 1 week? You break it down into 1 day. That means you need to process about, let's even say 120 outfits in 1 day. Do we have enough machines to make that happen? Do we have enough staff to make that happen? So those are the questions that your strategic plan answers for you. Does that help, Jacinta?
I'm so sorry, Zuma, sorry for interrupting. Please, the screen, I don't know if it's your cursor, maybe you can check on it. More like we're having different colors or designs on the screen.
I don't know. It's not me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't been pressing anything.
All right.
Or do you want me to restart and reshare again? Let me do that.
Okay, please do that. Thank you.
Let me stop sharing. Okay. Is it good now?
No, it's still the same.
Okay.
So I think you should, the screen is still here, so I think you should stop sharing and then.
Is it,
okay, now
is
it's
it different?
better.
Okay.
Now it's better, yes. Thank you.
Okay, so moving on. Since we don't have more questions on strategic planning. So we're moving on to target market. Everyone is not your customer. Identify your customers and speak to them in the language they understand. I would like 1 or 2 people to share what they understand by target market. Please unmute yourself and just share what you understand by target market. Okay, in the absence of volunteers, target markets are the people that are able and willing. Okay, hello, please proceed.
Yeah, so we weren't able to unmute because the host didn't give us the access. That's why. But now she gave me the access to explain it. Okay, so okay. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so what I understood by target customers or the target market are the users or the customers who are going to make use of the service or the product a business is selling.
Okay, thank you. You did not introduce yourself, but thank you.
I'm Ayobami. I spoke it.
Okay, thank you, Ayobami. Is there anybody else that wants to share what they understand by target market? Okay, in the absence of volunteers, a target market is a specific group of people with shared characteristics that a business markets its products or services to. They are the people that your product benefits. They are the people that are willing to pay for your service. They are willing and able, because again, it's not enough to be willing. You also need to be able to pay for your products. The steps involved in identifying your target market. Identifying target markets and segments is a crucial step in developing a successful business strategy. Because if you don't know who you are selling to, how do you sell to them? How do you sell to them appropriately? Here are some steps to help you identify your target markets and segments. You have to define your value. You have to clearly define your product or services, its features, the benefits, the unique selling points. What problem does it solve for my customer? In what way is it solving it? You need to be able to narrow down precisely the problem you are solving for your customers and how you're solving it. After you have defined your value, you have to perform a market research. You have to gather information about the overall market. Is there a market for this thing that I want to put into the market? Are people willing to pay for it? If it is a new product, the question becomes, is there enough money in this market for it to be worthwhile for me? You have to analyze the market size. Is the market big enough to accommodate a new entrant? What are the growth trends in this market? Say, okay, do people do this business and make a lot of money? Do they buy mansion from this business? What are the kind of customers like? The customer demography, customer demography also goes back to who are the people that uses the product? Who are the people that buys the product? Because most of the time, not all the time, is the person that uses the product that buys the product. Like particularly for children, they are selling products aimed at children. It is the parents that buys it, but it is the children that uses it. You need to understand your customer demography, their psychography. How do they think? What do they like? What are things they find exciting? And also, what does their money go to? So market research is simply you trying to have a better understanding of the market you want to operate in or the market you are operating in. After you have researched your market and gathered enough information about it, you also need to segment your market. You need to divide the broader market into distinct segments based on common characteristics, common needs, or behaviors. You can segment your market based on age. Again, if you're selling clothes, you're either selling clothes that appeals to the older demographic, or you're selling clothes that appeal to the younger demographic. So that way you have segmented your market, or you're selling both. You need to you can segment based on gender. Is this a product that is targeted at men? Is it a product that is targeted at women? Most electronics are targeted at men, but most kitchen appliances are targeted at women. You need to be able to segment them. Also, you need to be able to segment them based on income size. Say you have you're selling clothes. You have the very expensive ones. You have the fabric you sell for 200,000 for 5 yards. And then you have the one that you sell for 100,000 for 5 yards. And then you have the one that you sell for 15,000 for 5 yards. So the people that will buy the 15,000 are different from the people that will buy the 100,000. So you need to be able to appropriately segment the different aspects of the market. After segmenting your market, you need to evaluate your market. Which segment is the most attractive? You need to decide, do you want to play on volume or do you want to play on profit? Say the one that you're selling at 250,000 for 5 yards, how much profit are you making on it? 50,000. But you can only sell maybe 5 or 10 in 1 week. But the one that you are selling for 15,000, you're probably making 5,000 on it, and you can sell 100 or 1,000 of it in 1 week. So you need to evaluate each market segment and see which of them you would like to focus on. You have to consider each segment's purchasing power, accessibility. It's say you're selling a luxury product. It's only rich people that can afford luxury products. Do you have access to rich people that will afford? So if you don't have access to rich people, it's difficult for you to sell luxury products. It's better for you to change the segment you want to focus on. And also each segment's responsiveness to marketing efforts. Are there people that when they see your banner 2-3 times, they will come and check out your business? Or are there people that you have to do one-on-one marketing with? Again, you have to evaluate your market. After you have finished evaluating your market, you need to identify and select the one or more target segments that aligns best with your strategic objective. So for someone that wants to be making 1 million or 2 million every week, you have to take it to who are the people who, and then you're selling fabric up to 50,000 and then 150 and then 50. You're looking at the markets where there is 250,000 people and then there is a 15,000. Okay, so who are the people that will make it easier for me to achieve this objective? So logically, you should go for the 250,000 people. The moment you sell 10 of that, you have achieved your weekly objective. So you just focus, but particularly if you have access to them and make these things happen to them. Consider the segment fits with your organization's core competencies, resources, and market positioning. After you have identified the market you want to focus on, you have to develop your ideal customer profile. Who are my customers? What do they like? Where do they hang out? What are the things they find appealing? You have to create detailed profiles of your target customers within each segment, including information such as where they live, what do they like, what motivates them, what do they like buying. This helps you better understand and tailor your marketing messages and strategies. After you have developed your buyer persona, you have to take your products to the market. You have to validate that the people you have chosen, they will actually give you value. So this is a part where you now deploy your marketing efforts towards them. You take your product to the market, you target them aggressively, deploy your marketing efforts towards them, and see if they will actually buy. You conduct market tests, surveys, or focus group. You gather feedback and insights from potential customers to better understand their needs and preferences. And after you've validated, after they have told you that, okay, yes, this your product is good, and we'll buy it, that means you're ready for full implementation. And periodically, you will monitor and evaluate the performance and dynamics of each segment. And you also have to stay updated on what is going on in the industry. Like, again, if you're in fashion, there was a time where it was, what's it called? Cup dresses we used to wear. Now it is corset dresses we wear. Maybe in the next 1 or 2 years, we'll probably go back to normal dats or something. And if you're in construction, there was a time that we used to have all these houses with quadrangles and verandas with large compound. Now we have cubicle houses, all these slim houses now. Maybe over time it will change. Again, you have to stay on top of market trends and understand customer behavior and emerging opportunities. Be prepared to adapt your target segment as necessary to stay responsive to the changes in your industry. Identification of target markets is not a one-time activity. Like all those activities we discussed earlier, strategic planning, business development process, it's not a one-time. It's a periodic activity that requires ongoing analysis, refinement, and adaptation as market conditions and customer preferences evolve. You have to regularly access your target markets to ensure they remain relevant and aligned with your organization growth strategy. Business development and strategic planning are two important tools to drive growth, foster innovation, and create sustainable competitive advantage. By understanding the key concepts and techniques of both, businesses can effectively position themselves for success. Thank you. So do we have questions for target market, or do we have general questions?
Thank you so much, Zuma. Thank you. Please, if you have questions, you can mute yourself. You actually have the access to that now. So please just unmute yourself and go ahead with your question.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you, Zuma, for the class. I appreciate it.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so my question is, I keep getting confused about this target market and market segmentation. If you actually have a target market, is there any essence of segmenting the market again?
Yes.
Okay, if you have a target market, do you need to segment the market? Your target market is wide.
Yes.
What do you do?
You segment it from the target. If you have a target.
What industry do you operate in? What business are you involved in?
I'm into grocery shopping and delivery, and I also process spices.
Okay, so you are into grocery shopping.
Yes,
and
yes.
And you also process spices.
Yes.
Okay, who are your target markets for grocery shopping? And
busy individuals.
Busy individuals.
Especially women, yes.
Busy individuals, but your primary targets, they are women.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so your target markets are women.
Yes.
Under women, we have the younger women.
We have the older women.
We have the older women. We have the working class women.
Yes.
We have the stay-at-home women.
Yes.
Those are your different segments.
Okay.
Even though you're saying your targets are primarily women, you also have men in your target markets.
Sure,
men that don't want their partners to go out. Men that don't have wives, single men.
Yes,
or men
that's
that
true.
they are responsible for grocery shopping. The way you will communicate with a younger woman, the way you will sell your value proposition to a younger woman is different from the way you will sell your product to an older woman. If I tell my mother that, okay, mommy, I have someone that goes to the market for me, I just send her the list of the things I want, and then she just takes maybe 10 or 20% of the value and she delivers, she's going to look at me like you are not all right. She's not going to understand it.
Very true.
So the way you, but to a younger person, it's like, oh, that's a very good idea because we are committed to the soft life. But for an older woman, if you let her understand that, it's Christmas period, though, there are so many people in the market. I have these really great deals for you, and what you just have to do is just send us your list. We'll deliver it to you. You don't have to stress about it. You don't have to do anything. You have to put in a bit more effort into selling into the product you're selling into to an older woman. And you will have to talk about it more than one time before you are able to sell to her. So those are the issues. So that's why you need to segment your market so that you can effectively communicate with them in the language they understand. Does that answer your question, ma'am?
Very well. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Okay. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good
My name
afternoon,
is
ma'am.
Yabo.
Okay.
I actually want kind of well, let me first and foremost, I hope this is not for only made in Nigeria entrepreneurs.
No.
Okay. Then secondly, when you were talking about people into luxury items, I was actually very attentive. I am into when I decided to go into jewelry, I look at the market for jewelry and it is oversaturated. So I look at which area can I come in and I'll make an impact. And I decide to take myself as an example. Growing up, I know I could not use anything that is not 18 carats. So I had the issue, and I have daughters, and they also have that issue. But with the trend of economic situation all over the world, not just Nigeria, it becomes so difficult. At times for 2 years, I have just one earring on my ears and I'm good to go. But women like to change their jewelry. And I came to think about it. How many people can afford to be buying a pair of earring and pendant for 300,000, 400,000 when there's school fees to pay, house rent and all of that? So I'm like, but at the same time, they have this skin problem. So I decided to say, okay, let me really deep into it. And I came across the Brazilian jewelry, even while I was not selling. And I used few of them for a long while, and I realized they were actually good. They were what I was told, that they were coated with 18 karat. They have the same beauty, the same fine and everything, but you can't, of course, trade it back for your money. So I took interest in that and I decided to go into that. But getting the customers as I would want is actually difficult. You hear people telling me that, it's not 18 karat. Now, how can I pay 100,000? And I'm like, this thing you want to pay 100,000. If it's gold, it's like 2 million, 3 million. And they'll say, I know it's gold, So I'm like, are you serious? So I'm actually asking, what will you really advise? Because that is truly my passion. That is the area I really want to major in. Along the line, I've started bringing in few that are not Brazil gold, but I'm still not content, because that is really not what I want to do. I want to make a difference in the line of luxury jewelry. So identifying that market is actually a bit of a challenge to me. So which areas do you think I can really be able to get what I really want as in my market target and all of that? Thank you so much. I hope I'm making sense.
Yes, you're making sense. Thank you for
so
sharing
much.
your challenges, Yabo. You sell luxury jewelry. You used to sell premium. And then due to the economic condition, you moved a bit down, or you expanded your product line to accommodate Brazilian jewelry, and then now you've added more to it, you sell other kinds of jewelry.
Yes, not as
but
much.
you're having challenges.
Yeah.
So now looks like you have 3 different product lines, right?
No, only
And
2
each
now.
of them, okay, 2
I don't
now.
do the 18 gold anymore. I do
Don't do
the
gold.
Brazilian majorly. Then I have some of the costume, but not as much as.
So you have 2 product lines now.
Yes, please.
It's targeted at, is it different people or the same set of people?
Actually, it should have been different people, because the people I actually targeted for the Brazil are those that supposed to be those that use 18 karat and have irritation with their skin when they use things that are not pure gold. So that is actually my main target. You have a irritant skin, so you want something that is friendly to your skin. So that is actually where I actually want to play.
The unique value proposition you are pushing is health benefits.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so you might need to expand your marketing your unique benefits. You should focus on style. It's not, your market size is small because the percentage of people that react to metal jewelry are low compared to the amount of people that do not react to it. You should focus when it comes to jewelry, when it comes to women and jewelry, a lot of people are not interested in the health benefits. They're interested in, oh, does this look nice? Do I look gorgeous in this? So it's your marketing, it's your brand communication and marketing efforts you need to change. You also need to look at, where am I reaching these people? And then, are they people that can actually afford this? So it's not enough to have money. You also need to have an idea of this is where market research comes in. It is not a segment issue. It is not a product issue. It is a market research paper. Can these people afford to buy this product? Can they afford to pay for it as a lump sum? What can I offer them? If I offer them financing option, will they be able to pay for it? Is looking good a priority to those people? So those are the questions you will ask yourself. Those are the questions that will determine who your ideal customer profile, what your ideal customer profile should look like. The first thing your ideal customer profile must satisfy is the willingness and able to buy. They have to be willing and they have to be able to buy. If they are not
a lot
able,
of noise from the background, though.
So
please, if you're not speaking, kindly mute yourself, please, or I might as well just mute everyone again. If you're not speaking, kindly mute yourself, apart from the host and co-host.
So yes, they have to be willing and able, to buy. And then if the current crop of people you have are unwilling, they are not able to buy your products, that means you need to look elsewhere. I don't know your primary place of what your marketing funnel is like, where you access your customers. But this is not a conversation for this forum. If you would like to have a private conversation or consultation about this, you can reach out, please. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Good morning, ma. Good morning, ma.
My name is Adekoye Job.
Good morning, Adebayo.
Adekoye Ojo from CEO of Adekoye Fish Farm from Abuja. Okay, so my questions goes like this. I'm into fish processing outfit and and supply. And targeted market is mostly women, but and also the eateries like all these Mama Cash, Mr. Big. But I had a challenge some years back, few years back, when I supply at Mama Cash and they breached the agreement in the area of payment. And since then, I was discouraged to, to go back and look for market in such places. So what do I do? What can I do to assist at least to improve on my target market?
Okay, so you are into fish processing.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
your current ideal customer, your current target markets are women, right?
Yes.
Yes, women that are in the food business, or what sort of women?
Both women in the business and those that use it domestic.
Okay, so you do a mixture of B2C and B2C. You sell to consumer.
Hi, Zuma. Kindly unmute yourself, please.
So you want to sell to, so you got discouraged about selling to people that cannot pay cash upfront. Is that it? Okay, I think you can, this is not a target market problem. This is a funding gap. You don't have enough lazy capital to service the people that take volumes from you, right? So you should explore. Is a person whose question I'm answering, is a person still on board?
Yes, he is. I actually just muted everyone, so he can unmute himself now.
Okay, it's just so I can understand better what's.
Opeyemi, can you speak now?
I can. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, so what you need to do is to explore funding options,
okay,
so that you'll be able to serve the people that take bulk volumes from you. I'm sure Mama Cass is not buying 10 pieces from you. They're buying like 50, 100, and it is a periodic sustainable business model for you. And then you should focus on also building relationships in hotels, in not just fast food joints, all this random joints where they do grilled fish, where they do what's the word, pepper soups and all that. You could also consider supplying to them and getting them to patronize you. You could also explore the option of smoking the fish so it can have a longer shelf life, and you can sell at market.
Yes,
so that way.
Yes, I smoked and package.
Yeah.
So, I don't sell fresh. I sell.
Oh, okay. You sell smoked. So you can as well explore supermarkets, H-Medics, Sahat stores, and let them stock your products. They're not going to pay you upfront, but at least your product is moving, and then you're guaranteed payments after a predefined period of time. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. But we're having issue with NAFDAC and SON, Standard Organization of Nigeria.
I'm so sorry about that. That is a totally different conversation entirely.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, Zuma. Yeah. So we have a question from YouTube. Someone is asking, can we lay hold on any tools or templates to assist us in market research, creating buyer persona, and market validation?
Tools to assist, and no, I didn't plan to share tools for this session, but you can always Google online. There are so many tools available to you But when it comes to market research, a lot of people engage a third-party firm to make that happen. Or maybe at the end of the session, I might be able to share tools. And defining your ideal customer, your buyer persona, I think I shared the basic things you need to focus on. But again, we can also share tools if it aligns with next objective. You can send me an email or something. I'll send an email so I can share tools with you.
Okay, thank you so much, Zumayaya. So can we have Chimaobi Joseph? You can unmute yourself and ask your question. We can have Joseph unmute yourself and ask your question. If Joseph is not ready, Zainab, you can go ahead.
Good
unmute
morning.
yourself.
Good morning,
Good morning.
My name is Zainab. I'm the founder of Mims Home. We sell baby beddings and handmade nursing accessories. My question is, our target audience are pregnant women and nursing mothers, but my business is a product and I also have a service. So my business service is people that want to learn how to sew these handmade nursing accessories. I teach them. So now, anytime I'm asked, I always say that my target audience are pregnant women and nursing mother, but it's the same business. This learning how to sew and selling of handmade nursing accessories, it's the same. That's my business. So should I just forget about the target audience that wants to learn how to sell, or how do I combine them? That's my question. Thank you.
Okay. Based on my understanding, you are asking your business, your current target audience, pregnant women and nursing women, right?
Mothers. Yes.
Nursing mothers. And then
Yes.
now you're trying to add training as a service to your product lines.
I already do trainings at the same time, sell these products. So what I'm asking now, but when I'm asked, I always say that my target audience are pregnant women and nursing mothers. But what about these people learning how to sew? Anybody can learn how to sew, not just pregnant women or nursing mothers.
So you just change. It's okay to have multiple target audience for different products. It's okay to have multiple target audience for the same product. So when people ask you, who are your target audience, you say pregnant women and nursing mothers, and not even just them, even friends and family of pregnant women and nursing mothers. People gift people childcare items. So you have to expand your target market to include, and then you say for your training services, these are the people you target. But when you say everybody can learn how to prepare how to produce these items, I disagree with you. You need to be able to narrow down who are the kind of people you want to teach. Okay, so say you have a fashion house. Again, I'm going back to fashion because I have a bit of experience in them. I have a lot of experience in fashion. You're running a fashion institute and you are using pattern drafting. You can't say is anybody that can come in to learn pattern drafting. If you don't have a certain command of grasp of arithmetic or even a certain level of education, you struggle with pattern drafting of any form. So you need to be able to narrow down what level of education do you desire for the people that you want to train with you. What do you want them to be like? Depending on what you charge, you also need to be able to take it. So this is person that can this person afford? This person needs to be able to afford to pay this amount. or this person should be able to afford to get someone to pay this amount on their behalf. Does that answer your question?
I think she may have gone off.
Okay.
Please, zoom out before you continue. Please, those sending emails, please, she didn't ask you to send emails, so I just put in our email there. So whatever messages you want to send, whatever questions or whatever you may need, you can send that to our email, zuma@bubi.com. So don't just send your emails to her, send what you want from her. Zuma@bubi.com. That's the email you're to send your messages to. Thank you. So can we have Chima Obi Joseph, please unmute your mic and go ahead with your question. If you're not ready, can we have Chinyere Osuji?
Good afternoon. As Chinyere Osuji.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chinyere.
Thank you. The CEO from the Vela Pastries and Confectionery. We produce bread using composite flours of legumes like bambara nut, black beans, African yam beans, PJC. We use them to produce bread and pastries. Now, looking at our target market, everybody consumes bread, pastry, whether in the form of bread, meat pie, biscuits, crackers, and the market is very wide. So we are looking at health-conscious people, people that are fitness and wellness minded, people that are careful about what they eat, and the market still is very wide. So how do I segment this market to get exactly to my target audience? Because the product is not just for everybody. We are looking at, just like I said, so how do I get down to the main people that this product could serve? Thank you. That's my question.
Thank you for sharing your challenges, Chinyere. How do you define your target market for your pastry and confectionery business? Again, target markets identification is personal. You are the one that will determine who you want to sell your products to based on the market insights you have. You sell pastries, but it's not just pastries, it is health conscious, healthy pastries. Personally, I don't take pastries, but if I'm seeing healthy pastries, I might be tempted, to try them out. Finding out your target markets involves you determining, okay, who are the people that will buy health-conscious pastries? You have to highlight the characteristics of the people that will buy healthy pastries. And then among those people that will buy healthy pastries, who are the people that can afford to buy my own pastry? I don't know how you price your product, but your pricing also determines the kind of market you want to operate in. So if you're selling say you're selling donuts for 100 naira, you have more people can afford to buy it. But also a lot of people would also not buy 100 naira donut. Like, okay, so if it's 100 naira, it can't be nice. So again, you have to define by willingness and able to buy. After you have identified the characteristics of who you would like to buy your product, you have to identify the people, out of the people that you like, who are the people that are willing and able to buy your products? Who are the people that this product benefits? Where do I find them? How do they like being spoken to? So I'm not sure, I don't know how much you've been leveraging on social media, but whatever product you're selling, you can always find your target market on the internet. You just need to know how to effectively communicate what you're selling to them so that they can buy from you. Does that answer your question, Chinyere?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we can actually take just 2 more questions and then we'll round up today's session. So please, if you have a question, I'm going to be taking from Sonny Emeka, or sorry, I can't pronounce this surname, but Sonny, please just unmute yourself and go ahead with your question. Or we can have Fumi. Kindly unmute yourself and go ahead with your question.
Thank you very much, Zuma, for this insightful session. But I would like to ask concerning the target market. I'm into the production of hibiscus tea, and really have been trying to find a way of getting our market, because I know that so many people know about Zobo, and it's not everybody that likes to take Zobo, but I know that there's also a particular language I need to use. So my question is there a like a tool that one can use to be able to get this target market that we are talking about? Sometimes you even go online with questions, you're getting people from the diaspora, and I really, really would want to service the Nigerian market before we move to the diaspora, or maybe, you know, before going global. Thank you.
So you are into hibiscus tea production, and you would like to identify your target markets better.
Yes, ma'am.
Who are you currently selling to?
So we are selling to individuals who are health conscious, people who generally want to take Zobo, but they don't want to go through the stress of producing this drink. You know, I actually started with producing the drink, the beverage itself, until we moved to the production of the tea. So what we product now is produce it in tea bag forms, such that you just brew and then drink. You can take it with sugar, with, you know, whatever sweetener you want, honey, lime, whatever, you know, and that's convenient. You know, if you don't want to go through the stress of preparing it, you can just take it like that, and that's it. So we're selling to individuals or health conscious people.
Okay.
And then ladies who are having issues with cramp.
Okay, for you to define your target market better, again, the same process applies. Who are the people my product benefits? Your product benefits women, health conscious people. It benefits men and women. Which men and women? Health conscious men and women. What else do we know about the people that typically buy your product or enjoy buying your or that your products benefits? Women that have cramps, which we can also be linked to health. So you have to highlight these things, and then you now go back to, okay, how many of these people, or which of these people can afford to pay for my products and are willing and able to? So when you have identified that, based on the way you are pricing your products and your and your brand positioning, are you a luxury brand? Your price point also determines who your ideal customer should be. And then after you have identified who are the people that can afford to pay for your products, that your products benefits, then you now go back to, how do I communicate with them? Where do they hang out? And if you're still doing one-on-one retail, I will advise you also explore the option of strategic partnerships. You can't scale on a unit basis. You need to be able to leverage volumes. So if you have the capacity to produce ready, I would advise you partner with supermarket, malls, outlets. Even, I don't know why you are not ready to grow, to service internationally, except you don't have the capacity to handle it now. So if there is a demand, that is a cue for you to start developing capacity to be able to service the international markets. Does that answer your question?
Okay, we would have to take, I think that's the last question already. That's the last question already. And thank you so much, Zumayaya. This was an amazing and insightful session. And also to think this was the first training session, and we've already been getting reviews as to how interesting and insightful it was. Thank you for making out time for us. Thank you for accepting our invitation as well. Thank you so much. So of course, our participants are also going to be saying words of appreciation, but we may have to take that out for now. But again, I'm going to be sharing our facilitators' social media handles. So please share your experience as to today's session and tag her to it. So please, if you're on the group, I will share all of that, her social media pages. So please tag her to how your experience was, what you learned on today's session. Please tag her to it. Thank you so much, Suma, for that amazing session.
It's a pleasure, Light. It's a pleasure having to interact with you and the participants. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And so please, for everyone that is still, maybe you still have a question to ask, please send it on the group chat. Please send it on the group chat. Of course, I'm going to be sharing some of these questions with her, or you can send it directly to her via our email, which I'm also going to be sharing on the group chat. So thank you so much, Zuma. And also, if you're yet to fill in the attendance form, it's going to be shared now. If you're yet to fill in the attendance form, please go ahead and fill it in quickly. And before our facilitator would leave us for today, please would like to do what I call our normal ritual, where we'll take pictures in groups. So please, if you're yet to turn on your videos, please do that quickly so we can have our picture taken before our facilitator goes off. Please, if you're yet to turn on your video, please do that quickly. If you're yet to turn on your video, please do that quickly. I'm yet to see everyone. If you're yet to turn on your video, please do that quickly. So we are actually taking our group pictures right about now with our facilitator. So please, if you're yet to turn on your video, please do that quickly. Yeah, I think I'm getting a lot of messages about the network. So for those that can, please do that quickly. Okay. I think we have a good number already. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I can see so many beautiful faces. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, it was an amazing session. To think this is our first session, and again, our minds have been blown away. So, and we still have over 6 other sessions. So again, you don't want to miss any of the session in the SMEDAN Entrepreneurship Program. Like, we've literally carefully selected facilitators just to benefit you and your businesses. So please, once again, ensure you attend all of the sessions that has been planned out for you. So tomorrow we'll be having our next session, which is going to be on business plan. We'll be having our next session, which is going to be on business plan. So please ensure you make our time to attend tomorrow's session. For those that are actually, sending in messages about, oh, I need grants for my business, I need to expand my business, I need funding. Again, every investor would love to see what you want, what your business has to offer. And again, that's what's your business plan. That's when your business plan comes to play. And if you don't have one to show, of course, it just shows that, oh, maybe you don't have what to offer, or you're not just serious about it. So tomorrow we'll be having our facilitator coming to guide you on how to create a winning business plan for your business. So please ensure to make it a date with us tomorrow, same time, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And also, please try to make it on time. We are going to be starting as early as 11 a.m. straight to the time. We're not going to be waiting as waited today. So please ensure you join in as early as possible. So I'm going to be sharing the attendance form again for those that are yet to fill in the attendance form. Please do not log out without filling the attendance form. Like we stated earlier, the attendance, your attendance in this program is a prerequisite to getting the program certificate. So please, if you're yet to fill in the attendance form, do ensure to fill it in before you log out or out of every training session. So thank you all so much for coming on board. I'm going to be sharing our facilitators' social media handles so you can tag her to all of your learning outcomes from today's session. Once again, thank you. And during our group photographs, I hope you took your screenshots as well, because you're also going to be posting that alongside all that you've learned on your social media pages. So thank you all so much for coming on board for today. I'm still going to be here for an extra 5 minutes. So if you're yet to fill in the attendance form, please do that before you log out of today's session. If you have any questions to ask me, I think you can do that now before we go off. If you have any question, kindly do that now before we go off. And once again, we actually mentioned it yesterday during the induction ceremony. If you're unable to fill in the attendance form during the session, just send us a proof of attendance, and you can send a proof of attendance to any of the admins, and you will be sent in the attendance form to fill. If you didn't attend yesterday's session, I'm sorry, you will not be able to fill that attendance form, but you can watch the replay on YouTube that was shared in yesterday as well. And you also have the access to watch the replay of today's session, which will be shared on the same YouTube channel. So for those that are yet to subscribe to the YouTube channel, please ensure you do so, as every other sessions are going to be posted in there, and you'd have access to go back and rewatch all of this session. So please endeavor to subscribe and also put on your notifications as well. Okay, I think we're done for today. If you have any questions, please, you can drop it on the group chat and your questions will be answered.